myself. I want to prove to the world that I am not a lazy ass. I was a former stutterer, but now I am a speaker. My speech and everything is in my control because I am doing it in Echelon way. There are many people in India who stutter a lot. They have tried many stuttering treatments, many hypnotherapy treatments. I know that nothing will work. So my only recommendation for such people is to get a job and collect funds and then get enrolled in this 3-day Echelon program. This is the only thing which will work for them. And before that, I can show you. So if you are having any problem, you can read this book, Stuttering.
Oh, this book, it's called Speech is a Skill, is simply an edited version of the same book. It has more details.
My main problem is that I want to speak everything. I want to speak so whatever in my mind. So this is my main problem. I speak non-stop. I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to talk, and I don't know how to utter a sound because there are many fearful sounds whenever I want to. Actually, I am always replacing my words with another one. Whenever I start with any word or any alphabet, I try to force it out, and it is very difficult for me to speak fluently after that. I am not getting the proper sound, I'm not getting the thing from my mind. Actually, I want to speak very fast. I want to make my point, and that's why I try to force everything. I try to speak continuously, and some words and some sounds are like k, 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 g. These are very difficult sounds for me. My question is that how Ethalon helps me in making my life free of stutter.
In your life, what?
Yeah, free of stutter. I actually what I have told you that I want to live a free life. So how Ethalon helps me in doing all that? This is my question.
Ну, эталон – это то, что хорошо, а не эталон – это то, что плохо.
Ethalon is what is good for you. Not ethalon is what is bad for you.
Если человек делает хорошо, то ему и становится хорошо, и все говорят, что это хороший человек.
If a person does things in a good way, then he feels good, he becomes a good person, and everyone says, you are a good person.
Okay. Understood.
But if a person does things in a bad way, then he becomes bad himself. And people also treat him badly because he is a bad guy and does things badly.
What other questions do you have?
No, I don't have any question other than this. Now all questions have been answered.
Then let's go to the main thing.
Okay, ma'am.
We will tell you what is good in speech. Everything else is bad. So you will have to learn only what's good.
Now, in this table, again, there are two halves. One half is for keeping notes. I have placed my mobile in first half. Then I am having dongles with me. These dongles are used for video calls. Here it is.
Have you experienced any difficulties?
No, ma'am.
Where is stuttering?
I don't know. It is gone completely. It is third day of the along class. So initially it started in the sixth standard. Before sixth standard, I was speaking very confidently and I was not having a problem. Hindi teacher asked me to read a para. When I was reading a para, suddenly I stuck up on one word. Actually, I was not knowing that word and I was forcing that word. Then I first experienced the problem of stuttering. After that, I read the para very fast and no one understood it properly. Then that problem aggravated a bit further. And in the same standard, I have to come forward and tell about what teacher has taught me in the class. But I was not able to explain it back. And teacher asked me to go outside of the class because she thought that I was not paying attention to her.
She simply had no clue how to deal with you, how to handle you. That's why she sent you away from the class.
Yeah. In the next 8th standard, our principal asked me to give a daily news in front of the entire school. In the morning, I had a fear. I don't want to go to school because that day I have to face thousands of students, and that was the most difficultest part in my childhood. But my mother forced me to go to school. Then in the morning session, what happened? I came in front of the school and I started my daily news. But I was totally gripped with fear, frustration. I don't know what to do. I was not having any idea, but I started slowly. But I made so many mistakes and everyone was laughing. So that was the most embarrassing part in my 8th standard. Then I moved to 10th standard. I was a very bright student, but during practical classes, during Viva, I spoke little because I had a fear that if I speak, I might stutter. So I have never given the right answer. When my teacher asked a particular word, I was going around and round, but never coming to a point. And because of that, I learned the habit of fast speaking. In my house also, in my home also, I talk fast with my parents, so they never ignored me. Even my friends also, they are very cooperative, but most of the time they think that it is useless to talk with him. He's a hopeless guy, he cannot do anything. When I moved to B, I did my B from St. Vincent, Saloti College of Engineering, Nagpur. The first part of my B was very good because I had to speak very little. I was only writing the notes and I have scored a good marks. I was a topper actually in B and in MTech. I taught the university, but in the 4th year, when companies came for the interview, I sat in the interview and again they have asked me my name, but I could not produce my name, and that was again the embarrassing part. I was doing perfect, but still I managed to produce that word with a force. And the interviewer was looking at me. He was laughing actually. And there were 3 people. They were laughing like anything. So after that interview, tear came into my eyes and people were saying that he's a topper, but he could not crack the interviews. Then after that, I have not applied for any job. I directly moved to my MTech because I wanted to post graduation. So there also during Vivas, I'm having a problem, but in theory, no problem, nothing. Initially, I'm not having any problem in English. The main problem was in Hindi only. So in my intake, most of the people were from South, and I had an interaction only in English. So they have never noticed certain problem in me because I'm talking only in English. But again, when companies came in my MTech, the same problem occurred. And after MTech, when I have given interview, I failed again. I wanted to fix my problem. Then the journey of the stuttering clinic started. I went to first stuttering clinic. It was in Ramdaspet, Nagpur. I went there and I have taken an appointment of a stuttering teacher. Then he said that after our practice of 15 days, I think, you'll get fix your problem. But he said, you speak slowly. I have to speak like this. My name is Prabhu. He asked me to explain what I did during a day in this mode. So I was doing that thing for about 5 days. Then he said that you are okay with it and you continue this mode in your daily practice. But it was very unusual for me if I talk like this because every time you have to sing a song. I was not able to differentiate between singing a song and talking. Singing a song and talking to people, they are entirely different entities. When you are talking, you don't have to sing. But he asked me to sing and I followed his technique. He said that this technique worked for you and you never experience a stutter in your speech. But after a few months, again, the same stuttering problem occurred. Then again, I moved to another clinic. It was hypnotherapy, ma'am. Actually, yeah, I took his appointment. I said to him that my problem started at the age of 8, that is during 6th standard. So he asked me to go to that situation where I stuttered first. So he was giving all types of sounds, he was playing music, he was playing recordings, but I have not gone anywhere. I was there in that room only. He was giving me command that please go to that situation. And I lied to him that I went to that situation. Then he asked me to experience that thing and speak confidently the sentence which I have read in 6th standard. But I was not remembering that sentence. But he forces me to do that thing. Then he said, speak your name confidently and clearly. Because it was only one word, so I spoke it with a confidence. Then he asked me to come back to the present age. Then he said, now you are coming to the present age. At the age of 28, you are coming back, you are coming back. He was making all types of sounds. He asked me to sleep every day for 6 hours daily.
How many times did you come back to him after this one session?
Actually, I have gone for 3 months. But at the end of 3rd month, so I said to him that my stuttering still exists. I'm having the problem of stuttering with me. He asked me to come again for 1 more month. He told me that he will find new ways to cure my stuttering.
And what was his new way? Did he explain?
No, he was doing the same thing. He always wanted me to go to my childhood and then speak with the confidence.
Okay, so 3 months
4 months, that was a complete waste in my life. I have invested a lot of money in hypnotherapy. Then I was searching online about the stuttering cure. Then I have seen one Michael Williams program. I never contacted him, but I followed his technique. that to emulate someone. Then I found some videos on famous personalities that I want to speak like them. So again, this technique, this trick didn't work for me. Then I found one program, Kill My Stutter, in 7 minutes. It was for around $250. So I made my mind to buy that book. But then I thought that it was a waste again. Then I found your video, that is Etalon video. It was one of the former graduate. Then I have seen a complete video and I was surprised by seeing that video because that video was divided into two parts, the before part and the after part. Before part video was that guy was stuttering, and after that Etalon program, that is on the third day, he was speaking confidently. I had a doubt in my mind that whether this program will work properly or not. And after reading a book, I understand that they have put a lot of trash, a lot of misconceptions in my head.
Yep.
I was focusing mainly on air, my lungs, other body parts, because I was using my body parts to speak. I was forcing everything. So after reading your book, that is Stuttering Soul, I get rid of all the misconceptions. But still, her problem was with me. So reading a book will not solve your problem, but it will clear all your misconceptions. After reading a book, you can go for the program. So this book taught me everything. And after reading a book, I have never searched online for any cure. I stopped searching. So I texted you on Skype and I asked you that I want to enroll for this course. I was asking for free. That time I was not doing any work. I was sitting idle in my home. I was completely dependent on my parents, on my sisters also, because she was doing a government job. And I did all BE, MTech, post-graduation, graduation. After doing all, I'm sitting with no work at my home. People laughed me. He was a topper once a time, but now he is having no work in his hands.
Speech is the foundation of everything. If you don't know how to speak, no matter how many diplomas and graduations you've had, you cannot move forward. Speech is the basics. No speaking skills, no work. You can only work with your body. This is why I keep suggesting stutterers just go and work with their body. Physical labor work.
Yeah. I want to prove myself. I want to prove to world that I'm not a lazy ass. No, ma'am, lazy ass. You said these two sentences to me. Yeah, I actually remember. I'm having that conversation.
Okay, lazy ass. That's real different.
Yeah, right.
I didn't tell. Okay, I
you
didn't.
say go to work, otherwise I'll kick your ass.
I said get off your lazy ass. That's what I could have said, but not I will kick your ass. Okay?
I don't remember properly, but actually it was around same. I don't know.
So I said get off your lazy ass and go to work. So so what did you decide to do?
So that one thing motivated me, and because of that thing which happened to me, I started looking for a job. And I want to do the Etalon program. It also motivated me to search for a job. Otherwise, I will never search a job. I always wanted to do a job according to my
degree.
MTech degrees. Yeah. But now, after this Etalon program, I will again appear for interview and I'll go for the speaking jobs. I know that I have the potential to crack any interview now, because in 3 days you have kept me in a difficult situation. You asked me to do this thing, that thing. So I left my home and I came to a different city, Chandrapur. I searched for a job. I got a data operator job. Actually, I stuttered in the interview, but they were happy with my reply because they want such people who can work like donkeys.
What else? If you cannot speak, you can only be working like a donkey. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So every day they complain to me that you are not doing your work rightly, properly, but I cannot say it back. So that was the main problem. I can only hear their criticizing words, but I have to do it for the Etalon program because I want to collect the funds. Every time I am collecting amount, I am putting into my bank account. So I collected some amount here also. Now one thing I promised to myself that after this class, I will definitely go for a job, for high paying jobs.
Now you can.
No, again a call is coming. I don't know what is happening today.
Pick it
People are
up.
calling
Pick
me.
it up.
हेलो ये अभी किसको कॉल आया ओके और कल भी आप भेज देना कल सुबह का और शाम का खाना भेज दीजिए ठीक है मैं यहाँ पर संडे और मंडे को यहाँ पर और ट्यूसडे को जाने वाला हूँ ठीक है ओके चलिए थैंक यू Yeah, it was fine. It was excellent. Actually, I am speaking with strangers. I am speaking with unknown people. Right? The confidence is building with every step. I would like to say thank you to you, ma'am, because you have supported me from the last year. You are very cooperative. You are very supportive, and because of you only, I started doing a work and now I am speaking confidently. Whenever I get discouragement, whenever I get embarrassment, I texted you and you were giving reply to all my messages. So that thing which I liked the most about you. And you were very cooperative, supportive, you were very patient with me. I was making mistakes, but you said, Praful, please understand. You were saying like this. So I have never met a person like you who are very supportive because my entire life was filled with negative people and you are the most positive people which I have met. The negative people, they always demotivated me. They thought that I am useless, hopeless, I cannot do anything. But you said that you have a great potential in you. You can do any work. And now I realize the importance of speaking such positive words. I learned a lot from you. You are a very optimistic person, ma'am. You always want to go forward. I have seen many critics of you in online. They were writing many messages against you, but still you are not paying any attention to them. So that one thing I learned from you. Not one thing, there were many things. So overall, it was a nice journey for me. On the first day, my mind was not in my control, but right now, my speech and everything is in my control because I'm doing it in Etalon way. And what I have experienced that from past 3 days, I have not used filler words. Today it was an emotional day for me because I can never see you back, but I will make a call to you whenever I am in trouble. I know that you will help me even after the class. Last year I put my complete faith in you and you have paid me back. I know there are some areas which I have to work on and I will work without you because you cannot be with me for entire life. You cannot sit in front of me and telling me about the mistakes. I had to realize and recognize by myself only. I want to say thanks, thank you, 100 times, thank you 1,000 times, 1 lakh times, because this was what you can say. Actually, there are mixed emotions, happy and emotional.